count you down. Ready?
Yep, hit it.
11. Tied.
Welcome to the set. Mic check.
Okay, mic check. Mine has been on, so I don't know if it's working or not.
Yeah, we're about to find out. But I like the idea with the planks and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's gonna be good.
I'll do like a what's it, a halfway push up on like the thing right there. No, I won't. Never mind.
Yeah, no.
I won't. I
All
thought
right.
about it.
Hope these babies are working. Let's see.
Aren't you gonna test it? Well,
you already know. It's your boy Filthy Swole, back at it again. Another Real Talk. Shout out to everyone for tuning in. I got my homegirl Taz. You know what we're about to get into. Just real life experiences and talking on that culture, talking on that resilience, and, you know, just making it through life. With that being said, as I catch my breath.
Right, you need a minute. You need a moment. Take it. Well earned. Deep breaths.
To my understanding, you are from Sudan and you came to America.
I did.
Back when and how was that?
Back when, 2011, I was 9 years old. How was that? Man, that was like a whole turn of life events. If you would have asked me like a couple months before the day I left, it was like March of 2011. I would be like, what's America? Like, what is that?
It's a movie.
It's a movie. It really is. We only hear about America from the movies.
Oh, yeah.
So it was like, well, what am I going to get into?
Yeah.
Right? Just to give like context, so what happened was my sister got married and her husband, he's also Sudanese, but he's here. So like he did the paperwork for her. She came here and then she was having her first baby, which is like the first grandkid of the family.
Oh, shoot.
So we were coming.
Yeah. To America.
We were coming to America, yeah. Basically, it's like, oh, welcome the new baby into the family.
No reference. Yeah.
Multiple references.
Oh,
but yeah, so that was kind of the context. And
what grade were you at? Like you said you were a child, right?
I was 9 years, so I had just finished 4th grade. So over there, we start school a little bit earlier. We start from like 4 years old.
Damn.
Yeah. So I had finished 4th grade there, and then when I came here, there was still like 2 months up to school left. Yeah. Because in Florida, school ends in May, and there we end in March. So I came and actually got straight into school. Like they put me straight into school.
No break, no nothing.
No break,
assimilation,
no hello.
From the jump.
Straight from the jump, yeah.
Wow.
I remember, okay, the funniest or earliest memory I can remember, like when we first landed, my sister and my brother-in-law picked us up. Yeah. We went to McDonald's.
Okay, America's finest.
America's finest. Okay. Because it was like, yeah, back there, McDonald's is like a luxury. So here it was like, yes. Wow. All American chain restaurants, McDonald's, KFC, Pizza Hut.
Luxury.
That's a luxury.
Damn. Well, over here, it's just same
it's just
old.
Whatever, right?
Yeah.
So when we could like straight out the airport, I was like, oh, I made it for real. I made it straight to McDonald's from the airport. Yeah,
where Ronald at?
Right. So we did that.
Yeah.
And then it was just like the first couple of days, like just getting used to the vibe and the environment and all of that. And then I went to school. Like they enrolled me straight into school. Like no warnings, no nothing.
You mentioned in Florida?
In Florida. Yeah. So and I didn't speak English.
Oh shit.
Like
no English.
No English.
Quick chime in. I thought in like this is just my knowledge from different people, but like they try to teach English in the school system in other countries. They
do. Yeah. And they teach English in Sudan, but it's like first it was like at a 4th grade level. So think about like
you weren't there yet.
I wasn't there. I wasn't like Englishing enough to like communicate, have a normal conversation. It was just like the ABCs, the numbers, shapes, animals, stuff like that. So yeah, that was an experience, like getting into school and like being surrounded by obviously other kids my age and stuff like that, but it's like it's a whole new environment. And it was an environment that I was gonna be in every single day. Yeah. So like I didn't have time to like adjust and like prepare myself. And also just like freaking learn English as I'm going. Yeah. Right. So damn. That was an experience. It was good and bad though. Right. Like I enjoyed it. I love school. Like I'm a nerd. I enjoy being in school. I enjoy learning. Okay.
But the transition from like
transition was rough.
Rough, yeah.
It was rough.
Did you get picked on?
Yes and no. So like when I first came, I remember it was like a 4th grade classroom. They walked in, like my dad and my sister walked in with me because I was on the verge of tears because I was like, I don't know how to talk to these people.
Shit, right.
So I came in, like my sister and my dad, and I think it was not the principal, it was some other like admin person.
Yeah.
Like they walked me into class, they made an announcement, they told the teacher, was like, we have a new student in our class. This is Tasneem, she's come from Sudan, welcome her in. And like most people, like they were like, oh my gosh, yes, you can come sit next to me. Like a couple of the girls like in the front, they're like, you can come sit next to me. So it was like I was welcomed.
Okay.
So it felt nice.
Okay, that's good.
But then at the same time I was like, well, what do I do now?
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
they start talking to you and you're like,
literally, I remember the most embarrassing
just hand
moment.
signals.
Literally, bro. Like eating, crying, what are we doing?
Shit.
I remember this is the most embarrassing moment, and this was, I think, like the turning point of like, oh, I'm gonna lock in and learn this language. Like nobody's gonna make fun of me after this. It sounds silly, but it's like when you're a kid,
right?
It's like the biggest thing in the world.
Yeah.
So it was like we're having a conversation, and one of the boys asked me, he was like, I think what he meant to say is like, who taught you English? And in my mind, I perceived it as like, how much English do you know?
Wow.
So I over here started listing out like phrases that I know in English. And he was like, he looked at me sideways. He was like, this kid don't know what she's talking about. And like everybody started laughing around me. And I was like, oh, snap.
Snap.
Yeah.
Damn.
I fucked up.
Traumatized?
Traumatized.
Oh, yeah.
Thoroughly traumatized.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I was crying the entire drive back home that day.
Lord.
It was so, yeah.
That's real.
It was bad.
That is
but,
real.
Like, I don't know. Speaking of like resilience and stuff, like I was like, ain't no way. Like I'm fueled by like, not anger, but it's like rejection, you could say. People tell me I can't, or just feeling incompetent. Like like the slightest feeling of incompetent that I have, I will just like
fuels your fire to
fuels my fire. Yeah, and
like,
I was like, I went home that day.
Bet.
Right.
I'm gonna show you.
I
like that energy.
That's the energy I was in.
I like that energy.
I'm gonna show you, and so. And good thing it was like 2 months left till the school year, so it was just like the end of the school year, so it was mostly fun.
So when the summer came, you were like,
I was locked in the summer, bro. 3 to 5 books a day. English books. Went to the library. I would go to the store with my brother-in-law, and he would be like, "What is this called? What is this called? What is this called?" I'd just be reading labels. I like watch TV. I learned American culture through Disney.
Disney Channel, shout out.
Disney Channel, shout out to Disney. It's trash now.
Old school Disney. Not the new school.
Right.
Y'all.
Disney before 2012.
Sorry.
Not
sorry.
Let them know.
Yeah, not sorry. Not sorry.
It's trash. Disney nowadays is trash.
God.
But like, what was it? It was High School Musical.
Go Wildcats.
Wildcats, right? What were the other shows? I think the first ever movie that I loved watching was called Lemonade Mouth.
Okay.
I don't know if you've heard of it, but it's basically like...
I did, yeah. I don't know if I watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
It was great. I loved it. That was my favorite movie. And then like Camp Rock. I love
Camp Rock.
I love Camp Rock, bro. Looking at it now is so corny, but like back then,
for sure. Back then it was the shit.
It was the shit for real.
Damn. So you learned English like because of that fire of not wanting to be seen as incompetent. You learned it quick.
Bro.
Next school year, when you came back for 5th grade?
I came in with fire. Guns
blazing.
Bro.
You even knew the cuss words and all the...
all of it.
Fuck all y'all.
All of it. I started the year off with... And I love school too. That's another thing. Like I'm very driven by school.
Right.
So like that first report card that came out, I got like C's and D's. Bro, I was traumatized. And also like African families, y'all know this. Like African families do not accept anything lower than like a 99%.
Yeah.
So that was also like a traumatic experience within my own household. Because it's like our academic expectations are very high.
Yeah.
But
speak on that a little bit too. So Sudan, where is Sudan? In case for the Americans and people who watch this that don't know.
Y'all better get on y'all geography for if you don't know. Just saying. Sudan is a country in Northeast Africa. It borders Egypt from the south. We started the whole idea of pyramids. So everybody thinks that pyramids actually originated in Egypt. No, they didn't.
Damn, I didn't even know that.
They originated in Sudan. They copied us.
Oof. You hear that? But no beef with the Egyptians. Psych,
no
not for me to speak on. Not for me to speak on. I'm gonna take
that's
that
for
back.
A different podcast. Yeah.
No, that's thanks for sharing that fun fact. And wow, what a journey.
Yeah. Oh, I guess okay, so like the language, speaking of language, the language is Arabic. So that's the predominant language, but there's like over like 600 ethnic groups. So there's multiple different types of languages.
Yeah.
But the majority, especially in North Sudan. So there's like North Sudan and there's South Sudan. They used to be Yo,
we going in. What next?
2011, right? Is when
Right.
I came here.
Yeah.
2011 is the year that North and South Sudan split and became two separate countries.
Yeah.
So before they were one country. So that was a whole event in and of itself.
Wow.
For Sudanese history. Like,
A lot.
a lot. So
Let's
much.
unpack this life.
Yeah. Yeah, my personal.
When you transition, right, from Sudan culture to American culture, being North African, right, and then coming and learning in America, right, it's typically like, I don't know how to put it, but predominantly it's like white culture and black culture.
Yeah.
And then everything else is mixed in.
Is in between, yeah.
How was that experience being in Florida? And like, did you pick up on like the school you went to? Was there students that looked like you? Was there students that weren't like vibing? Like any students that spoke Arabic too?
So only one student. So should we save that story for later? So after I learned English, this girl who came in who spoke Arabic did not speak English in my class. So I ended up being like her like guide, I guess. So that was
gosh, you could really relate to her too.
Yes. Oh my gosh, it felt like a full circle moment. Like wow, and I think that's part of the full transition. That's one of the reasons why I love being a teacher. Like especially teaching students like ML students.
Yeah.
Because like wow, I was in your shoes. So like to be able to like provide the guidance that wasn't provided to me when I was younger, like it hits it hits my heart really well. So, but what was the question? Oh, Florida. Yeah. So Florida is predominantly Hispanic actually. So there was a lot more Hispanic students.
Oh, okay.
Than white and black students. Mm-hmm. And honestly, as a child, see this whole idea.
Did you get mistaken for Hispanic at all?
Oh yeah, all the time.
Yeah, all the time.
All the time to the point. So they put me in the ML program, right? But they didn't have an Arabic.
They speak Spanish to you?
They put me with the Spanish para. And so they was over there teaching me Spanish with English.
Yeah,
it was like
crazy.
They were translating the English words to Spanish. She was like pants. She'd be like, this is pants. Pantalones. I'm like,
you speak Spanish too now?
I guess
you picked up a little bit though.
I picked up a couple.
Yeah.
You know, the thing is, Arabic and Spanish have a lot of very common words.
Whoa.
Yeah. So like, pantalones is pantalon.
Yeah.
In Arabic. Azúcar in Spanish is sucar in Arabic. So a lot of like similarities in the words.
Well, let's not get into language. We ain't
right,
this
we
ain't
ain't
a
got
linguistic
time for that.
podcast. Yeah, no. Yeah. So then how was assimilating to American culture in general then, since you kind of grew up around the Hispanic culture and the Latino culture a lot?
It was interesting because like after elementary school, I think after like 6th grade, my dad had taken me out of public school and put me in a private Muslim school. So that kind of like created a bubble for me. So I wasn't really like too involved in American culture, like at least day-to-day life as a kid.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I got into college, that's when I like reintroduced myself back into American culture, if you could say.
Yeah.
Because it's like, because like once you're a kid, like you depend on your parents, like that's your social circle. Like wherever they put you is your social circle.
Yeah.
So I was surrounded by people that are very similar to me, you know, until I got into college, and that was when like the cultural dissonance began.
Yeah.
And I think by that point, like obviously, like by 6th grade, I was like very fluent in English. Like I was fine academically. I like, you know, broke through. So I was chilling. Yeah. By myself. I think the cultural dissonance came. Yeah. With like my parents. Okay. Because now I became like older. Like I wanted to do my own thing.
So the culture shock from family oriented to more individual.
Yeah. Very, very. Oh my gosh. Yeah. That's honestly the main thing. Is like going from a collectivist ideal. Ew, bro.
Sorry. My bad. Keep going.
That's disgusting. Cut that shit out.
Real talk. Only in the realest way.
Real talk. Going from a collectivist culture to individualistic like lifestyle almost. And it's like trying to live a way that accommodates both. Yeah. So like accommodating like what my family wants out of me versus like accommodating what I'm trying to achieve.
That was tough, huh?
Shoot, I went to therapy because of that.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's real though. That's in a real way, because like I was thinking like I bet your parents probably saw this as a level of respect to the culture, and maybe they felt like they're being disrespected when you're.
Oh, all the time.
Yeah.
1000%. Like. Yeah. 1000%. Me and my mom every day, like every single day, bro. We never missed a day where we like argued about like me coming late to them was like coming after like 6 p.m.
Wow.
Like I had lecture, like if I had lectures that ran into like 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
they're like, "What you doing in college after that? Like just come home."
Whoa.
You know.
Whoa.
So yeah, it was like a
and
thing.
You were grown too.
I was. When did I start? I started college at 17. So like 17, 18, 19.
Yeah.
All the way up until like I graduated like 21.
Entering adulthood.
Just entering adulthood,
and you
yeah.
need to be home before 6 p.m.
Bro.
That curfew's wild.
Curfew is wild.
My ass was staying out to the night
Mind
at
you.
that time.
Mind you, I ended up getting a job.
Yeah.
Like I got a job in my community college.
Yeah.
That's where I met like my first group of like adult best friends. Like we're still friends to this day. Like we talk like every weekend. So that's when like I stayed in college like until 8. Yeah. That's when it was like, oh, okay, well you're working. But if it like their understanding is like college, just there's no need for a social life in college. It's like you go to your classes, do what you need to do, and then come straight home.
Yeah.
So it was just that, and then like that was in community college, and then I went to university, and it was a whole nother like ordeal.
Yeah.
Because it was like there's clubs, there's student organizations, there's like activities, there's like networking stuff. Like I was trying to attend all of that, and to them it was like that's not important. Because the way back home is like all you really need to be successful is to go to classes, get a good grade.
Yeah.
And that's it. But here it's not. Like here you gotta network, you gotta talk to people, you gotta like socialize, you gotta do all of that. Even professionally, never mind like the personal or social aspect of it.
Wow.
Is like, yeah. Man, it was arguments every single day.
Dang, man.
And that's like the
layers
least of
to
it.
it.
Layers so many layers, bro.
You mentioned your friend group and stuff. Growing up, right, and transitioning into the culture here, and of course, holding down things with the family. But with the friend groups you made, I don't know, my brain jumps to, did you make like a lot of like Hispanic, Latino friends since you grew up around them? Or
yeah.
Like and I don't know, just like how was that experience of like trying to find connections outside of your family here?
Trying to find connections outside of my family. So it's like I had my Sudanese friends who like shared the same culture as me, same language, all of that. So that was normal. But even then it was like because I had grown up in Sudan, even that relationship was different. Oh. So you remember that microaggression training that we had?
Sure. Yeah.
And one of the things I was mentioning is like, where are you from? Like that question of where are you from?
Mm-hmm.
Coming from a different background, to me, that question always does signify like, what's your ethnicity?
Yeah.
Because like back home, everybody's Sudanese.
Word.
If you go to Saudi, everybody's Saudi. If you go to Japan, everybody's Japanese. Yeah. So it's like, where are you from? Oh, I'm from Japan. I'm from Sudan. But here it's like, where you from could mean like what state you grew up in, what's your race, what's your culture, what's it?
On some gang shit, sorry.
Right.
That's just filthy swole up. Keep going.
You know? So it's that. So like even with my Sudanese friends that grew up here, to them, like when I ask them like, where you guys, what do you tell people when you say where you're from? They're like, oh, we're from Florida. But I'm like, but you're Sudanese. So why don't you say you're Sudanese? Ooh. So they're like, well, what do people want to know about us? Yeah. You know what I mean? But to me, it's like, I'm not from America. I live here.
Blunt. Where are you from?
I'm from Sudan. That's what I tell people all the time. Like,
rep that.
Now if somebody's like, oh, where'd you grow up? Like, where? Then it's like, then be specific. Like, what are you trying to find out about? But it's like, at face value, where are you from? I'm Sudanese. Like, my Americanness is just like citizenship. Like,
go ahead and ask me.
Where are you from?
America. What's up, y'all? Been
See,
here.
and you know what's crazy? When I first asked you, like when we were first getting to know each other, and I first asked you, and you told me, where'd you from? I think you said you're from Tacoma or something?
Yeah.
See, in my mind, like, that's not what I was expecting you to say. I was expecting you to say, like, what's your ethnicity? But I was like,
I remember this.
You remember that?
Clicking yeah, sorry.
So I was like,
in the real, damn, that's as real as it gets.
That's not what I meant to ask. But at the same time, I know enough to, like, not, like, get into it.
To that point, though, that is a real experience, I think. Whether you come here from a different country to this country, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's a real experience of a lot of people that come from different racial backgrounds where they get that a lot, you know, where you're from. Between each other, between people, you know, who are more on the lighter side.
That do not share the same lived experience.
Exactly, yeah. And I think in itself, that can be sometimes a culture shock in different layers, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Dang. What a journey you had, though.
Yeah, that's just the surface layer.
That's just the surface.
We only got, like, 20 minutes.
Let's go ahead and tap a little deeper then.
Let's tap a little deeper.
Let me ask you this. What do you feel like in terms of your transition here, like, let's just go there, like, impacted you the most? And, like, you said going to therapy. You mentioned going to therapy, right? Mm-hmm. Was it the connection to your parents that really impacted you?
It really is that. Like, that was honestly the main thing. And, bro, even with my therapist, it was like, I remember when I was searching therapists, I was like, let me at least get a therapist of color. Because it's like there's going to be a lot of things that I just understood.
Yeah. And they need to have more understanding.
Yeah, they'll just get it. Even if they're not from the same culture.
Did you get that?
Bro, when I walked into my appointment, it was white Santa Claus looking ass man. I was like,
no, not Santa. Not Saint Nick.
Saint Nicholas.
What an icon.
In the flesh. But no, I love that man. At first I was like, why am I here?
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me stick it out. And we became cool. Like,
okay.
That's my dude for real. I miss him.
Did you try to switch into a different therapist?
No, I was like, it was already hard enough. Bro, it's already hard enough to get into therapy.
Yeah.
So like once I was in, I was like, it's fine, we'll get to it. But it was like I had to explain stuff to him. Like I was like, yo, I'm like having like these conflicts with my parents and stuff like that. He was like, so why don't you just move out?
Yeah. Do you not hear the conflict? Yeah.
Don't you think that if that was an option,
back up, sir,
would I be here?
Saint Nick, I don't think you understand.
You don't get the point. So it was a lot of that up front, trying to explain like, okay, well, this is my culture. This is how we do things. This is what we do. And it's like, I'm still trying to hold true to my culture. Like, don't get me wrong. I love my culture.
Yeah.
There's some things I don't like about it, but it's like, at the end of the day, it's my culture. So it's like, I was trying to uphold some of those things.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, I'm trying to survive and thrive in a brand new environment where my parents, like, neither of my parents had jobs. Like, neither of my dad spoke English. My mom did not.
Oh,
so it was like, I had to carry my own.
Yeah.
You know? So it was like, if I have to carry my own, I can't carry my own the way that they did it back home, because it's not.
What's the biggest thing you hope or what would like for your parents to understand from you?
Damn.
In a real way. That's how 50 Swole does it.
Ask the question one more time.
What's the biggest thing you hope your parents will understand from you?
Will understand from me?
Understand from you, about you, understand so that they can, you know, just try to see eye to eye more with you.
Damn. That hit layers.
We were here. We came here, boy.
We down here. Damn, I think, okay, several, but
okay,
I think if I were to just simplify it, I'll say, like, I'm doing my best, bro. Like, I'm that I just try.
Doing your best.
I'm doing my best with what was given to me.
Say that. That's right.
From them. I love them, but you know, they gave me what they could possibly give me.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, I don't hold resentment. I don't hold grudges. But it's like, at least don't stand in my way.
Right.
Like, just don't stand in my way. Let me do things the way I know and the way I think will be successful, because your methods have failed. So let me try. And then if I'm unsuccessful, then we can like circle back and have a sit down again. But it's like, but from what I've seen so far, I'm pretty goddamn successful.
Yes.
I'm the only one out of my siblings with a master's degree.
Say that.
I'm the first one that left the house, like traveled outside of the family crib.
Okay.
Got a full-time job.
Yes.
Like I have, like I'm establishing a life.
Beautiful.
So shout out to me.
Shout out
Shout
to you.
out to me.
On that queen shit right there.
So
what else?
What else would I tell them?
Yeah. So you got the biggest one, but you said, you know, give me one more. Give us one more. What else would you like them to understand about you?
What would I like them to understand about me?
Trying your best from what is given.
I'm different. I'm different from all your children. I'm so sorry.
Period.
I am my father's middle child. So, yeah.
You're different.
I'm different, and they're just gonna have to accept that. Like, they're just gonna have to accept it, and just like, just know that it comes with good things. Like, it's gonna come. I'm not different in like a rebellious way.
Yeah.
I'm just different.
Different.
And it's gonna all work out for the best.
Yeah.
So.
How would you self-reflect and say, you know, the key thing you're different in? Like, what's one of the key things you're different from your siblings as a middle child?
I think growing up here.
Word?
Technically, I grew up here, so like all my older siblings are
grew up
like
more in Sudan.
They grew up in Sudan. My younger siblings, 2 of them are currently in Egypt because of the war.
Yeah.
And then
keep going as I started playing.
As you do your, are we wrapping it up?
We are wrapping it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm growing up here, so I'm establishing my life. My childhood is here, and then now as an adult, I'm here.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have a different lived experience.
You have a different lived experience.
I have a different lived experience.
You hear her?
Everybody.
If your parents are watching, just like,
Imagine.
You hear?
Send it to them.
Mom, Dad.
Right.
Yo, give me a timer as we wrap this up.
Okay. Wait, should I tell you what the timer is? Wait, don't start yet.
Oh, shoot, you right.
I'm gonna put a surprise timer for you.
This is Filthy Swole energy for y'all.
Right.
Let me get back so they can see me at least in the lens.
Okay.
But we about to wrap it up in this real talk, man. We covered a lot.
Okay, do it. I started the timer.
Oh, damn. We covered a lot of topics. You know, journey from Sudan to America, the culture, the transition, the adapting, you know, highlighting, you know, respecting parents' wishes. Shaking over here. I ain't that strong. But you know, respecting parents' wishes while also chasing your own dreams. What is the biggest thing or kind of quote or mantra that just keeps you going, keeps you fired up to overcome and, you know, to move through even with your parents trying to sometimes not hold you back, but in a way, you know what I mean? Like, what's something you like to leave with the people?
Oh, you can stop whenever you want. I'll just.
I'm gonna go to the minute, baby. Filthy Swole, baby.
Oh, okay. You got 5 seconds.
Oh, thank God.
What's something that keeps me going? Can I say 2?
Go ahead.
Okay.
You said 5 seconds, so.
Oh, yeah. 5 seconds are up. A minute and 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, let them know. Give them some.
Life moves on with or without you. Sorry, that sounds dark, but it's true. Life moves on with or without you. So you're either going to keep up or you're going to stay behind. And the other one is everything must come to an end.
Damn, 2 dark ones. Shit.
I know. I'm sorry. That's
Keep it real,
what I told you earlier.
Keep it
like,
real.
I'm motivated by like being by rejection. I'm motivated by like feeling competent. So it's like
I like that.
life moves on with or without you.
I see
so
what you mean now.
You're gonna move forward. You're gonna be incompetent. So.
And then the second one.
Everything must come to an end.
Everything must come to an end.
The good things must come to an end. The bad things are also gonna come to an end. So it's like whenever I'm in like a stressful time or whatever, like this is gonna come to an end. It's a matter of time.
Damn. Thank you. Appreciate that, Taz. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Appreciate you being real with us.
Sure.
Again, shout out to everybody taking the time to check this out. You know I keep it coming. Filthy Swole energy. Don't stop. And we signing off, boy. Choo-choo.